In a world constantly connected, where silence is rare and solitude often feared, we've grown used to the noise, both external and internal. Notifications buzz. Conversations swirl. Thoughts race. The hum of modern life rarely pauses. But what if the very thing we avoid, silence, holds the key to peace, clarity, and power? Silence is more than the absence of sound. It's the presence of depth. In silence, we begin to hear what is truly important. Not the voices of others, but the whisper of our own soul. Throughout history, sages, monks, and philosophers have sought silence deliberately. They withdrew from cities, from society, even from speech, not because they were avoiding life, but because they were embracing it more fully. They understood something we've forgotten: silence is not emptiness, it is space. Space for thought. Space for emotion. Space for understanding. When we allow ourselves moments of stillness, we shift from reacting to observing. We begin to see our thoughts not as facts, but as passing clouds. We separate ourselves from the constant need to respond, perform, or compare. In this stillness, we find clarity. In this clarity, we find direction. Science supports this too. Moments of silence, true silence, have been shown to lower stress, improve concentration, and even regenerate brain cells. In one study, just 2 minutes of silence was more relaxing than listening to relaxing music. The mind needs silence the way the body needs rest. But silence is not always easy. In the quiet, distractions fall away. We're left with ourselves. And sometimes, that is what we fear the most, not the silence itself, but what it might reveal. The regrets we haven't processed. The dreams we buried. The truths we've ignored. Yet, these moments are essential. Because it's only when we face ourselves that we can begin to heal, to grow, to align. Solitude plays a similar role. It is not loneliness. Loneliness is the absence of connection. Solitude is the presence of self. In solitude, we return to who we are without the expectations of others. We are not performing, not proving, not pleasing. We are simply being. Many of history's greatest minds valued solitude deeply. Nikola Tesla said, "The mind is sharper and keener in seclusion and uninterrupted solitude." Virginia Woolf wrote about the importance of a room of one's own. Even the Stoics, known for their discipline and engagement with society, emphasized the need for retreat, for going inward, for cultivating inner peace amidst outer chaos. In a noisy world, silence becomes a rebellion. Choosing solitude becomes an act of courage. But the reward is profound. In silence, you can reconnect with your values, your vision, your voice. You can ask the deeper questions. Who am I, really? What do I truly want? What matters when everything else is stripped away? You don't need to escape to a monastery or spend hours in meditation. Moments of silence can be woven into everyday life. A quiet morning before the world wakes. A walk without your phone. A breath before you speak. A pause before you act. These moments may seem small, but they are powerful. In them, we remember that we are not just what we do, what we own, or what others think of us. We are awareness. We are presence. We are more than the noise around us. As you begin to embrace silence, you may notice changes. Decisions become clearer. Emotions become calmer. Creativity flows more freely. You begin to feel grounded, anchored not in the shifting winds of opinion, but in the stillness of your own soul. Silence also teaches us to listen, not just to ourselves, but to others. In silence, we become better listeners. We stop waiting to speak and start truly hearing. This deepens our relationships, our understanding, our compassion. There is also a spiritual dimension to silence. Many traditions speak of the divine not in loud proclamations, but in a still, small voice. In silence, we open the door to something greater than ourselves. Whether you call it intuition, the universe, or the divine, it is in the quiet that we feel most connected to it. And in the end, what we find in silence is not just peace, but power. The power to choose our response. The power to know ourselves. The power to live with intention. So pause. Breathe. Let the noise fall away. Embrace the silence. It is not empty. It is full of answers.